Oh, it was great. I felt like it was preparation for the big one. But it was wonderful. Got to be there with a lot of people who are creating content overseas in multiple countries, and my whole thing is Nigeria shall be represented next year. So we got to get it together. All right. So whatever we need to do to be to submit to be accepted into the international Emmys, I'm like, listen, I'll come back again and host if Nigeria's there.
Amazing. And of course, there's an announcement, a variety special.
Yes.
That would focus on African talent. That is definitely big.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, a lot of what I do, especially using my platform, is like I want to just big up and put up the next generation of African creatives. For me, it was a hard uphill battle. With your parents, like, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So now that they know what I'm doing with my life, and other Africans know, it's like those very, very talented young people who are coming from all over the diaspora. I want to give them an opportunity to shine the same way Issa gave me an opportunity to shine.
Would you say so? I've been in Dubai for 2 years now, and in those 2 years, I've seen a lot of focus from the business community on Africa.
Yeah.
It's like they say Africa is the next frontier. Investors are looking to go to Africa. And I'm thinking now of the entertainment side of it. Do you think that the world is missing out on something from Africa?
The next frontier. We've been the frontier. We've been front and center in the frontier. They're just catching up. So it's not our fault that they just trying to find out about us. We've been here. When people saw what Black Panther did, it's just like, wow, people really want content from the diaspora. Yes. It's not a shock. Nollywood and Bollywood. I mean, like, those are two huge industries that rival Hollywood. So, I think that the more talent comes out, and more authors, more performers, more singers. I mean, look at Afrobeat to the world. Like, we've had great musicians. Now everyone's just catching up. So I love it. And yes, as long as we are benefactors of the business that come into Africa, because what I'm not going to have is people coming in and taking what we've had and milking us for it, because for whatever reason, either we didn't appreciate it or we tricked it off. That's not going to happen on my watch, baby.
Speaking of Nollywood, I'm sure Nigerians are dying to see you in sort of homegrown production.
Yes.
Should we hold our breath for 2022?
You know what I like to say is that there's a plethora of opportunity, right? I think there are some amazing talent in Nigeria who are born, raised, they never left, they're there. And I'm like, they deserve to be the ones to like make Nollywood what it is. I am of the mindset that, like, where I shine is because I straddle the fence between being both Nigerian and being American. And so I'm like, I want to tell those stories from that point of view as well. So, I stay inside of my lane. I do what I do and I do it best. So I'm going to let the people who handle that and do that well, do that best.
Speaking of straddling, something else you straddle really well is faith and entertainment. I mean, you look at Hollywood, it's maybe not the easiest place where you go about shouting Jesus, 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 or faith generally, but you do it so well and you're mainstream. How did you do that? How do you keep the balance?
Well, one, I didn't know that I couldn't have the balance. I think sometimes when people, I'm just walking authentically in, like, who I am, the same way that I am fully Nigerian and fully, American. And I'm like, not only they carry lives, but also, hey, how you guys doing? It's the same way that I'm like, I love God. And I'm also mainstream. So I think it's just the authenticity. There's no pretentiousness. I'm not out here proselytizing and trying to convert everybody, because really the thing that converts people is your love, when they can see your faith in action, not just when they hear about it. So I think for me, I'm just being the most authentic version of myself, which happens to include the fact that I love Jesus.
Final question.
Yes.
Dubai is such a melting pot,
yes,
so to speak, for talent. I mean, today we have Akon here, we have DeBand, we have Steve Harvey, we have Yvonne Orji, and I'm thinking, I always think about what advantages do you see African talent, and in particular Nigerian talent, what advantages and opportunities do you maybe see that they can take of in this region?
I think, everywhere, I like to say, wherever two or more are gathered, there's a Nigerian in their midst. It's biblical scripture, actually. And so, being Africa's most populous country, you're going to run into a Nigerian. You're going to run into us. And we are phenomenal at what we do. It's like whether we're in the traditional sector of like doctor, lawyer, engineer, or in the creative sector, or in the business, whatever it is. So I feel like it's only inevitable that you're going to run into one of us and you're going to have an amazing encounter, eat proper jollof rice, as well as do great business with us. So the advantage is, which is just a lot of us. You can't get rid of us. That's the advantage. Come on, baby.
Thank you.
No
That's it.
worries. Thank you.